Wow, finally done, Mitul.
Ayolah, took so long.
I know,
It takes
right?
so long.
Ayo, very susah lah. Jom lah, kita pergi makan.
Come lah, let's go eat some bakute.
Jom.
Thank you very much, first of all, and nice to meet everyone. So my name is Mitul Lakhani. I'm the Regional Managing Director for ISP Malaysia. We look after 9 international schools here in Malaysia with about 8,000 to 9,000 students. We've been around in Malaysia, our schools have been around in Malaysia for as long as 60 years. And really the mandate is to continue to provide a world-class educational experience for all of our students, no matter where they're from.
据我了解呢，总监是在5个国家都生活过，孩子呢也跟您在5个国家接受教育。其实对于我们中国家庭来说，可能我们在选择出国以后，第一个要考虑的是安定要在另外一个国家要安定的生活下来。所以我就特别好奇，想问到您在5个国家生活的整体的这个经历，对于孩子的教育，它有什么利和弊呢
Look, it's a really good question, right? And let me share a little bit about my own experience. So, I was very fortunate that when I was growing up, I had the opportunity to experience different countries, different cultures. So I was born in India. I moved from India when I was 9 years old. I moved to a country called Kenya in Africa, which was a culture shock, right? Very different country to India. Within 3 months, my parents enrolled me into an international boarding school. So not only had I moved country, I also left my parents and moved into a boarding school. And I struggled at first. I really struggled because I just wasn't used to living away from my parents. But what that school gave me at that point of time, in terms of the culture, in terms of the support, in terms of the pastoral care, in terms of the other students, in terms of the teachers, it just became probably my most memorable experience. And I spent 7 years in boarding school in Kenya, and I still keep in touch with some of my teachers and my friends from back in the day as well. I then moved to the UK and I did my high school there. Again, a different culture, different experiences. Then moved from the UK to Malaysia. I have 3 children, 2 of which were born here in Malaysia. And yeah, so for them, they'd been in Malaysia all this time. And then literally in February 2022, we moved to Hong Kong. And this was during COVID. So we had this added complication that not only were we moving country, we were moving during COVID at a time where Hong Kong was going into lockdown, and my kids started school midway through an academic year online. So it wasn't even being able to be physically at school. And as parents, you're obviously very anxious, right? Your first thing is, how's your child going to settle? How are they going to cope? And all of that. But again, I think we were very fortunate that the schools they went to gave them the right kind of support. They had the right kind of students and the right kind of teachers and the right kind of care to help them integrate and become part of that school community. So now we stayed in Hong Kong for about 3 years, and then we moved back to Malaysia. And again, the question is, are we doing the right thing for our kids? We moved once. We moved during a really challenging time. They adopted, they were very resilient, and then now we're telling them we need to move back. Of course they were upset. Any child they'd made some really good friends in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is a great city. We moved back. Luckily they still, because of the time they had spent in Malaysia, they still had friends here. And so we put them back in the same school. And I think if I reflect upon it together with my wife in terms of, what we saw and what we thought was going to be a very difficult transition and move for our kids, actually probably made them much stronger individuals, probably gave them the kind of experiences that will hold them in good stead. So if we ever have to move overseas in the future, or if we have to send them overseas for university or tertiary education, then we know they'll be fine because they've done it, and they've done it under very challenging circumstances. So look, I think those experiences, and I'm biased because I've been lucky to have those experiences, but I think those kind of experiences are really amazing because I think it brings out things in a child which you didn't think existed, or you feel like actually maybe they're not going to be settling. And this is where having the high quality, world-class school that provides all of the components to enable your child to first integrate, to build their own personality, to then be comfortable and confident in their capabilities, to then go and explore the bigger world. I think it's an invaluable experience. So I would recommend it to everyone.
您给了我们很多家长无限的勇气，要走出海外。我想问到呢，就是 ISP 教育集团，它一共在25个国家，有120多所国际学校，在马来西亚呢也有9所国际学校。那么集团对于这么庞大的一个教育集团的体系，集团对于未来整个国际教育的规划和未来的一个方向是怎样去做设计的呢？
Thank you. So ISP International Schools Partnership is a global group of over 120 schools across 25 countries. And ISP's philosophy has always been to make sure that we are either buying or building schools, first and foremost, for the local mid-market population. The idea is to allow each school to retain its local identity, but bring really high quality international standards and international opportunities. So ISP's motto and vision is learning first and learning for all. So everything that we do, being part of the ISP network, or every school that's part of the ISP network, puts learning at the heart of everything. And we want to make sure that we give our kids the best education, the best opportunities, and the best education that allows them to become really strong and confident individuals in the global world.
因为在马来西亚有9所 ISP 教育集团的学校，分布在全马啊，包括吉隆坡、槟城，还有新山。那么这几所学校，它之间会产生竞争吗？
Good question, actually. So if I was to ask our campus principals, they say they have the best school, each one of them. So look, as you said, we have 9 schools. Actually, we have more than 9 schools. We have 14 schools because 5 of our schools offer international curriculum and 5 of them also offer national curriculum, so dual curriculum. So in essence, we have 14 schools. Now, I joined this group about 4 months ago. And I've been to each and every single school several times. And I can tell you each one is unique. Each one has its own magic. Each one has its own strengths. Each one has its own mix of teaching quality. And I personally don't think they compete. I think actually what we do is we work really well together as a team. So one of the other initiatives we've just finished is all of us, myself together with all of the campus principals, we've gone around and visited each of the other campuses and the schools and shared ideas, shared feedback, shared learnings. And we have a collective vision and we have a collective mission. And our collective vision and mission is to make sure that we are always continuing learning ourselves and also continuously improving. And like I said earlier, continue to make sure we're providing the best experience and the best education for all of our students and our parents and our teachers as well, all 3 of who are fundamentally important for all of our schools.
那我就想要代表中国家庭问您一句，我们为什么要选择 ISP 教育集团旗下的这些学校呢？
It's a good question. Look, I think first and foremost, maybe let me answer by saying why I think Malaysia is a great destination, right? Especially for those coming from China. So one is culture. We have a deeply embedded Chinese culture here in Malaysia. We celebrate all of the food, we celebrate all of the religious holidays, and you will see across all of our schools, we have a high population of Malaysian Chinese students. So that's one, I think, and the other thing with Malaysia is just generally people are friendly. I've been here for 15 years. I think we will probably be staying here for the rest of our lives. And then the second thing is it's got great value for money generally as a country. In terms of why ISP Malaysia specifically, I'll tell you why. So one is, I think for us it's not just about having a Chinese student just come over from China and come into our schools and then we sort of put them straight into the mainstream classroom. the first thing we want to do is we want to give that child the tools, the skills, the knowledge, and the understanding to make the best of their educational experience. So what does that include? That includes really understanding, where their skills are from an English perspective. And so we have very specific English programs for people coming in from overseas, because we get students from Japan and Korea and also Chinese students as well. And we take them through a pretty rigorous English program, not just in terms of being able to conversate and have conversations, but being able to read and write. And more importantly, understand some of the technical terminology used in subjects like physics or the sciences, as the case may be. So we want these kids to make sure that they actually really understand what is being taught in class, but also have the confidence to be able to ask questions and have the confidence to be able to communicate with their peers in group exercises, team exercises, etc. We also then take them through a program of helping share about their own cultures to other students in their schools. And we work very closely with parents. So we'll organize events for parents, with parents, and actually we even have English classes for parents in a lot of our schools as well. So we organize all of this to ensure that it's not just about sharing about the local culture here, but it's also about sharing what the Chinese culture is like, so people understand. I'll give you an example. We had a boy come to one of our schools in year 4 from a city in China with no English. Okay, and then he joined us in year 4. He went through the English program. He himself would say he found it tough initially because he couldn't communicate. He struggled to understand the class, but we took him through the program. He then slowly came into mainstream class over a period of 6 months. He then became confident enough to have conversations with his teachers, ask questions, make friends. He even started participating in debating sessions. He even started participating in the ISP program, which is Modern United Nations. It's one of our ILOS programs. And we then gave him the opportunity and the environment and the confidence to explore opportunities globally. He's now a practicing lawyer in Australia. And that's because of the experience he had at our school and the confidence and the tools and the skills that we gave him. Now he's also now sending his son to that same school as well. So that's just one example. I mean, I could sit here for hours and give you an example of every single Chinese kid who's come to our school from China, how we have really helped them on that journey. Because it's difficult. Like I shared with you before, I've been there, I've seen my kids go through it. And so it's really important that we really take them on the journey and give them first the tools, the knowledge, and the understanding to be able to integrate with the rest of the community and be able to contribute and then have confidence to grow bigger and better.
我听到ISP 教育集团它非常倡导的是一个非常包容接纳的社区，然后在这个社区里面给孩子更多的语言呀、学术啊，在这个过程中呢，让孩子能够找到他自己，成为他自己。就刚刚这个例子，就非常有趣和有说服力啊，对我们的中国家长应该会有很多的这个启发啊。所以我也作为我也是一个母亲啊，我作为听到这样的学校能够提供给我们触手可及的国际教育的资源啊，因为其实 ISP 教育集团旗下的这几所学校，我个人认为性价比还是非常之高的啊，大家可以很轻松的过渡到马来西亚，进入到全英文的教育环境啊，所以我也希望我们的中国孩子和家庭多能看到这一类的国际学校能够提供这样包容的一个社区。我们很多中国家长其实把孩子送到马来西亚，可能经常会咨询问到我们一个问题，就说中国孩子的比例有多少这所学校？那么作为 ISP 呢，有这么多的国际学校，这个国际生的比例它是怎么样去控制
Thank you. It is a good question, right?
Yeah.
And I think we are very conscious of this as well. But the reality is, across our 9 schools today, we have so much cultural diversity.
Yeah.
So for any child coming in, no matter from what nationality, what country, they're coming to Malaysia for the first time, they're coming to our schools for the first time. We believe the most important thing is to make sure you give them the time, You make sure you give them the clear pathway, you make sure you give them the program, you make sure you give them the confidence to be able to integrate and engage with all the kids in the school who are all from different cultures and diversities. Because if you give them that, if you give them the proficiency in English, it gives them then the confidence, it gives them then the ability to communicate with everyone else in school. What does that mean? That means they will not just stick to people from their own country. They will go out and explore and want to meet and hang out with kids from other countries. So then this problem of having too many of a certain kind doesn't become a problem anymore, right? And so this is where I think it's important. So we don't set ourselves limits. We don't want to say we don't want more of these or we don't want more of these or etc. What we want to do is we want to make sure we are inclusive, we're holistic, and we give an opportunity for them to integrate into the school so that they don't feel that they're different from everybody else. So that they feel that, oh, I have a Malaysian Chinese friend, I have a friend from Russia as the case may be, I have a friend from Korea, and I can talk to all of them in English. I can work with them, I can collaborate with them. If I can do all of those things, I don't need to just hang out with other people from China or just hang out with other people from Korea as the case may be. And I think that's what's really important. And I think that's what we do really well. And I think we will continue to do well because ultimately we are an international school group and we operate in 20 plus countries. So it's we have the benefit of understanding and being able to bring in different experiences, different cultures, and making sure we're embedding as much of that and creating that environment for people to be able to succeed and thrive with people from all nationalities.
我觉得这学校的理念已经远远的超出了我们家庭们可能关注的这一个点，可能我们要更从高维的角度来去看待这个问题啊。我觉得今天的访谈非常有趣啊，也是我是从家长的角度问到了我们最想问的最基本的问题，但总监呢是从整个集团的规划和他的事业，包括他的国际化的这个生活经历，然后给了我们很多有价值的信息啊，所以我今天非常感谢您给了我们中国家长这么多有价值的内容，非常感谢。
Come to Malaysia. It's a great country. The food is amazing. It's just a little bit hot, but that's okay. You'll get used to it because there's aircon everywhere. But more importantly, you don't realize how resilient and brave kids are. And the benefits of giving them an international experience and just the experience of relocating and living in another country and experiencing different culture, you will never regret that decision. So we welcome you with open arms and we'd love to see you all at our schools.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this? I'll say, okay, now we got him already.
Let's go, Daddy.
Let's go lah. Let's go makan lah. And then you say, jom, we go eat bak kut teh. Something like that. Can we do that? Okay.
What's a good Malaysian Chinese food? You must know.
Bak kut teh. Have you had bak kut teh?
I have.
Okay. We're getting somewhere.
You're embarrassed to say.